Hello then, folks. Welcome back to Glory Hunter. The thumbnail, well, you know, Valencia. Let's go. Hello then, folks. Welcome back to Glory Hunter as we are in Spain. And, well, the first game we've got to play is against Barcelona. Doesn't that set things up nicely? But, of course, there's lots to talk about before we even get to the game later on today, as we've made signings. And, of course, I've got a new team, Valencia, or Valencia is how I would say it. Yeah, I'm relatively happy. So this is my 21st day in the job, and I'll be honest, I'm going to say this outright, this was the only option, so this is where we are. PSG, not available. Monaco, not available. Lyon, not available. Barcelona, Atletico, not available. So, we're in Valencia, but I think the real project here is Spain. We're in Spain. And of course, with limited time left, we've got to see how we can do with Valencia. And of course, try and do as much as we can with Valencia. One big thing about joining Valencia and why I've not waited at Leipzig for a different job, they are in the Europa League, which is quite handy for me. So all those people that said, go to Europa League team, Ben, don't just demote yourself from a Champions League knockout stage. Well, you're going to be happy because we're finally in the Europa League from the off. And financially, they're pretty well set. 40 million still to spend, and as I've already been here for 21 days, there's still lots for me to do in this transfer window. But we've already made a few moves, and I've come from Leipzig, and well, I've not come alone. Boss, is this my bit, boss? Yes, Shower, this is your... We've talked about this. I thought we were going to be a bit calmer in Valencia. They have semesters, mate, so come on. Oh, boss, I've been eating paella for ages. What do you mean? We're in pre-season. Stop eating paella. It's just so good, boss. I can't believe my luck. That's right. You can hear him before you can see him. Sting Shelton has joined us at Valencia. He's come with me. He's a still very decent defender. And in terms of what we've got in the squad, and we'll run through it in just a moment, quite a pivotal part of the new look Valencia. We've not been able to bring in, as I say, not too many players so far. He's on 140 grand a week. So that's a lot. And again, he had a release fee from Leipzig of 10.25 million. Whoever put that in was a fool because that's a steal, isn't it? Welcome, Shelton. Good to be here, boss. Good to be here. Don't make me regret it, mate. Just don't make me regret it. And, well, he's not the only one. Diallo has joined us as well on loan, and I'm actually going to try and play Diallo this season as my first choice striker. Yeah, there's not a massive amount of options, but Diallo actually, in this team, fits in perfectly. For what I want to play, for what we're trying to do, he is pretty much perfect. 4-2-3-1's back. Yeah, the Arsenal, it's back. It works with this team, you'll see. And the only other player we've been able to bring in so far is Stefan Emdahl, the Dane. We've brought him in very cheap, actually, £6 million. He's had a couple of decent seasons while still developing in Denmark. 21 years of age. Of course, I've brought in a Dane before in recent times, and he's been really good. Inside forward, really, really pacey, great crossing, decent dribbling as well, determination off the ball, very good passing, very well rounded for someone who's 21, and will continue to improve as well while here at Valencia. But these are the players we've brought in. Of course, players have left, players that you're not going to be too bothered about, but the finances you might be interested in. Romancing, financing, oh, welcome to Valencia. So players to leave so far is Timur Orlov has gone to Shakhtar, right winger, sort of a backup right winger. We are going to look for a new one, but yeah, he's left. I'm not too disappointed, and 25 million is quite a lot. Didn't do anything for Valencia last year, so a bit of a profit. Castelic's gone as well. Again, right back cover, not a particularly good right back, and again, 15 million. We're pretty happy. Two other players that are looking to leave us, three other players that will potentially leave us. Paulinho is one of them, keeps getting bids on him. I actually don't want to let him go, so let's reject this now. Lee Kang-in is going to be Lee Kang-out, as he's set to leave as well. The South Korean, 30 now. I don't really see a massive use for him. I know he can play lots of different roles. You might think, well, Ben, keep him around. 140 grand a week on his wages. We're getting offered decent money for him as well from elsewhere. We've got a £25 million bid coming in. We could be about to land 72 million in our bank, and a big part of that is Boadu, the striker. Of course, I brought Diallo in, 30 years of age, Dutch international. Again, we're getting a lot of money. You can see there, £280,000 off the wage bill. Two experienced players. I'm taking a risk. I understand that I'm here at Valencia and it's a bit of a project, but I could have 100 million to spend once these boys leave after the Barcelona game. And next episode, of course, we'll bring you who we bring in. But I wanted to be able to manoeuvre myself in the transfer window a little bit better. And getting rid of those two boys, both 30 years of age, I'm not ever going to get more money, I don't think, for either of them. I think it's worth doing. So overall, we'll bring in £72 million, which is a lot. Shout out to Burnley, who have bid £42 million. The weird thing about that is Burnley are in the Championship. So, yeah, I don't get it either, viewers. Still not absolutely certain he's going to say yes to that. We rejected Napoli, so he's not loving it. So team-wise, as I mentioned then, this is the system we're going with. It's the Arsenal title-winning tactic viewers, and some interesting names. You've already seen one of them, is Jan Oblak. At 38 is the keeper for them. Of course, we very much enjoyed Handanovic. He was getting on a little bit, older keeper, but was still really good. We're getting one more year out of Oblak here, so that should be quite good for us. He's on a big wage as well, of course. We'll maybe look in to bring someone else in the summer for next season. Maybe we'll even bring them in January and have them ready to replace Jan Oblak. But yeah, still pretty good. Those goalkeeping attributes, they're good. He doesn't move, but he can save. And of course, we will get to know these boys throughout, but let's run you through the team just so you know what's what. Of course, we've done Jan Oblak, a name that I'm sure you recognise. Some of these players, it's interesting. Some of them may well be replaced. Nordi Mukil, I think is how you'd say it, at right back. Yeah, pretty solid, 33. Still pretty good for my money. He's got 1 year left of his contract. I'll get a year out of him. It's a situation we had similarly at Leipzig. On the other side, Pedro Sanchez is really good, so that's really helpful. Another fantastic left back in this Football Manager world. There's so many of them, and we've got ourselves on Pedro Sanchez. Not even a player I was even really aware of, but yeah, is definitely a starter for me for forever. For as long as we're here, he'll be here. Shelton, he's in there, of course. Yeah, we'll just say, don't alert him, viewers. He'll be next to Velez as things stand. Yeah, pretty decent 25-year-old Spanish centre-back. Again, ball playing, as you probably imagine. 13 passing, 15 marking, 16 heading, 14 tackling, good positioning, decision-making. The sort of perfect centre-back for Spain. So yeah, again, really, really happy with him. Him and Shelton should be pretty good together. Quite similar to Morato, actually, that we had again at Leipzig. In the centre, captain Gutierrez, Mauro Gutierrez, a really, really nice player. Is going to develop, hopefully, this season to be a real star of this team. Hopefully, be the best player of this team in a couple of years. Was signed for 7.5 million not that long ago, but I think this could be his breakout year in the central midfield for me. Playing that deep-lying defensive role. Yeah, Gutierrez, I think we're going to see some really good performances out of him this season. And next, Aquino, who, again, is a really decent Argentine midfielder. Quite similar, again, I'm sort of comparing them quite a lot to Leipzig. It's not that dissimilar, actually, from we joined Leipzig. The team is quite similar to that. But yeah, he, again, really solid central midfielder, quite similar to Amarilla, I was thinking when I first joined. So yeah, physically pretty good. I mean, technically and mentally, he's got everything you want in a Mazzala. So yeah, we're happy. All these areas, though, do need a little bit more depth, and central midfield is definitely one of those places. Now, you might recognise this guy. Omar Bayaz is playing in behind Diallo, and of course, he was with us at Leipzig last year on loan from Valencia. Played very much as a backup for me, but in this side, he's actually probably one of the stars of the show, and we'll definitely see the most of him. He's got an Univar issue, but we may also figure that out at some point. Yeah, mentally fantastic. 27-year-old, again, 57 caps for Turkey. We didn't really see much of him at Leipzig. We'll definitely see more of him this season. He's a starter for me, 100%. Of course, we know all about Diallo. We love Diallo. Hopefully, he could be a man to score us plenty of goals. We have that composure while at Leipzig from 10 to 12, so he's slightly better there and still got a little bit of room to improve. Doing Leipzig a favour. I hope they're happy with it. We mentioned Neville on the left-hand side, and this really is the jewel in the crown. Zeno out on the right-hand side. Oh, baby. He is very, very good. Our left back's particularly good. Central midfield, I like it. But Zeno, the Brazilian, out on that right-hand side, he is about to be the star of this show. And with a name like Zeno, where is it? Does it work, viewers? We couldn't get to Diego, obviously. Look where we are. Zeno. I don't know, I quite like it, viewers. I don't know, I can't do it to myself. But yeah, great physical attributes, work rate, technique, crossing's brilliant, dribbling's very good, first touch, he's basically got everything you want. 26 years of age as well, right in his prime, and I'm excited to use him. I think he'll be, as I say, the star of the show. He's actually wanted by quite a few teams. Manchester United were interested, but their transfer window, of course, has closed now, so we won't be going there. He's got a minimum release fee of 132 million. If they want to bid that, that is actually okay with me. So, I mean, go ahead. So there we are then. That's the team. What do we make of it? Of course, there's players on the bench as well. To give you an idea of the ability of our side, of course, lots of them starting. Braganca is the one other central midfielder we've got. I'd say we're lacking depth there. He's like sort of the one that can definitely fill in for us. We've tried to buy him in numerous places. You might remember actually being at Inter. We tried to buy him earlier on in that at Dortmund, but it just never happened. He was just one of Sporting's best players. We went to Inter and he was already there, and we used him pretty fleetingly. We didn't really use him at all, to be honest. But now, again, in this side, he's certainly one of the star players for us potentially. But again, sort of a backup. That's because he's 32. There's not really anything against him. But yeah, really good player. And with Europa games coming up, we'll see a lot of him. All right then. With all that said, who's the assistant manager? Who's the assistant? You're going to love this. You are going to love this. So I'm in Spain. You know, Jordan's been my assistant. Danny's been my assistant. Jordan wanted 25k to be a coach, so that wasn't happening. Yap joined for far less. He's here again. But when it comes to being your assistant manager, you need someone that knows Spain. that knows Valencia, that is from Manchester. What a return. What a return. Gary Neville is back at Valencia, viewers. Of course, we'll chat with Gary about all his information on Valencia next time. Of course, he famously lost 7-0 to Barcelona. So, yeah, that's who we play next. Welcome, Gary Neville, to Valencia. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, viewers. Since managing Valencia, he didn't do anything for about sort of 7-8 years. Just enjoyed his time at Sky Sports, you'd imagine. Has been a little bit all over the place again. Came back to Spain. Swansea assistant manager was his most recent appointment for 6 years. But yeah, now we've got him, and he's back at Valencia. Back at Valencia, viewers. This is fantastic. This is what more could you want? What more could you want? All right then. There's nothing like a tough game to kick things off as we go away to the new camp. In terms of what we're expected to do this season, in the preview, you can see they're 5th. And they finished 5th last year, which is pretty good for us. You can see their finishes in recent years. It wasn't very good a couple of years ago. The highest they finished is 3rd. And of course, as I say, 5th last year. They're on the cusp of something. And with the Europa League, something we're going for. The Spanish Cup's still there. Don't get me wrong. I'm looking at those 3 big boys and I'm thinking, right, this is going to be clipped. I want a piece of action up there. I want to be a part of those 3. And at some point, we will probably look to move. Unless, of course, we turn Valencia into a powerhouse, which we've got a little bit of time. We've got 3 or 4 years, maybe, to make that happen. Although 2 years, Leipzig, Doddle. But we didn't have to get past 3 of them. We just had to get past Dortmund and Bayern. All right, then, let's see how we get on. We've run you through the team. It's the team that's going to start for us. They're fully fit, raring to go. I will, of course, try and use a little bit more rotation. I've been getting a bit of criticism for that. But these are the 11 that I definitely want to play. They've had pre-season viewers, only 4 matches, but that should be fine. I don't have any idea how this is going to go, and I don't know if that's a good thing. Of course, next time we meet, I will introduce you to a whole lot more in terms of the players that we've got, because we still need help. I'm looking at the team there. They're still quite good. Oh, you again. Fabio Silva. Oh, I sold you from Arsenal because you were doing nothing, and now here you are again after being brilliant for Barcelona. João Felix is in behind Osimhen as well, so we know how good they are. They're very, very decent. Lots of regens across that back line. We'll get to know them. They've got a Carlos Alberto at right back, Brazilian. Football fans should be loving that. Bruno Costa in their midfield as well. The captain of Barcelona he is pretty tasty. We owe Barcelona after last time. Come on, I wasn't here for it, viewers, but it sounds good, doesn't it? It's a special day. Can't wait to get started in the job. And Barcelona are unbeaten in 3 matches against Valencia. Can you end that run right now? Yes. All right, then here we go. As the ball's played in very, very early. Barcelona already... Look, this is a bit slow for me. If we speed this up just a touch. Barcelona, of course, wearing their traditional colours, as we've got Diallo chasing things down. Now, of course, these boys are going to have to learn this system. And there is going to be a little bit of that, especially in these early games. So don't expect too much. Then again, if you beat Barcelona, viewers, I will be saying we're champions in the making. Barca on the ball again as it goes out to Fabio Silva. João Felix back towards him, cleared away. Of course, we've not seen, for all the times we've used him, we've never seen Diallo play as a striker up top on his own. We've given the ball away there. Felix has nearly scored. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on, as we're lacking some match stats here, as so far, viewers, Barcelona in the first 8 minutes have caused a few problems, but maybe our first chance now to do something. We know Zeno's very, very quick, as is Diallo. That's looking at spots where maybe we can break through the Barcelona back line, although that ball has just ricocheted all over, and we've got it back under our control. And actually, seeing us in possession, we're not too bad as Mdel. But first thing we've ever seen, what on earth has that happened? What's gone on there, viewers? That was good. I've just brought him in. The little Norwegian has done the business. Stefan Mdel, if he never does anything for me ever again, it was worth £6 million. This, at the new camp, on his debut for Valencia, is one of the best debut goals I've ever seen in this series. Probably the best, viewers. I'll say it now. Oh, my viewers. Wow, that was fun. Okay, well, we're 1-0 up, viewers. I mean, sure, it can go wrong from here if Schouten defends. I was going to say well, but he does enough, and our Black saves. Wow, we've had 1 shot, 1 goal. I don't care. This is brilliant. Mdal's already made him. So you never get a second chance to make a good first impression, and he's made a bloody terrific first impression. And we're still balanced in terms of mentality, and they've got a corner. Of course, we could go more cautious now, maybe sit on this a little bit as we defend it off the line. We're defending brilliantly so far. Clearly, Gary Neville's put his stamp on this team, and yeah, we're looking good. He's not been here very long, it must be said, as what was that there? Okay, Barcelona back on the ball as we try and defend. Sanchez does brilliantly, and tries to take it away, wins himself a throw. Well done, mate. I'm going to demand more from the boys, which might be a little bit difficult considering we're giving everything as things stand, but Barcelona nervous, frustrated, fired up. Oh good god, that's a scary thought, isn't it? As Aquino on that side, ball played in towards Mdel, who so far, viewers, has been my star of the show. Have I made that obvious? As they're racing in on goal, it's got a lot of work to do, Osimhen there, and well, does all of the work and hands it in early. Unreal. All right, we are now back at 1-1, and I don't know. That was quite good, I guess. Joe Felix, a star of mine in the FM Streamer Showdown. By the way, another one of those happening next week. I'll make a video about it soon to talk about it. But yeah, it's 1-1. Yeah, next weekend the Streamer Showdown returns. There'll be a video about it soon. All right then, can we find a second goal and go in at half-time leading, which is going to be quite unexpected as we're just shooting for that area of the pitch we are good in, viewers. I'm sensing that early. I've had a few pre-season games that were just sort of shrug, yeah, fine, fitness really. And, well, who'd have thought this was possible, viewers? Not me. Look at us, Valencia. Look at us. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? I had a feeling, boss! Alright, that's really ruined it. That has really ruined it. I was doing a whole Paul Rudd thing and you've just come in there and shouted. I mean, someone like you. Alright, 1-1. No need to change anything just yet. And I am acutely aware that some of my players who are not starting this game are not necessarily fit. Now, Buada, that's an interesting, or Boadu, maybe it's Boadu, probably Boadu, is a really good player and potentially going to leave me soon. I'm thinking maybe we get the very last bit out of him and bring him on up front for Diallo, who so far has done a lot, but in these sorts of games, it's really just work rate, isn't it, from your forward men, trying to close down the defenders as, how has he missed? How has he missed there, viewers? Diallo's on a 6.6. Having a great game. Zeno as well. Picked up that booking. He's been quite quiet. Right wing is somewhere where I'm really looking to improve things. And now, in fact, actually, Boadu's going to come on and play in that role. He's not a natural, but I think he's quick. He's got good technical attributes. He should be fine. And Zeno has had a quiet game on a booking. It might just release that position a little bit more. I mean, I'm going to demand more, viewers. A 1-1 here, though, away at Barcelona. And we'll leave happy, viewers. They've got a throw in, though. Oh no, not like this. Joao Felix running into the penalty area, cross play to the back post, and Fabrice Gomez with quite the finish. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, part of my French team, if you very vaguely remember, and yeah, he's a talented boy, very talented boy. Well, I'd have been happy with the point. Weirdly, viewers, I'd be quite happy with a 2-1 defeat. You know, 1 goal deficit. It's not that bad, is it? But let's go attacking. Let's go for this. Final few minutes. I've demanded more quite a few times, viewers. I'm not sure there's more I can demand, but I mean, the goal from Mendel there, that's poor. We should have maybe done more. And again, we need reinforcements, especially off the bench, and I'm going to have to go and look for some of those. Really, not even players for that. Players that can push and maybe start, and certainly start in Europa games so we can use a bit of rotation. But unlucky, boys. It'd be nice to win, but it wasn't to be. They're going to be happy with that, right? We play Atletico next, so I mean, that's not going to be an easy one. Of course, I'll bring you the result of that next time, as we will meet again at the very end of the August transfer window. We may well play Vallecano on that day as well, to see how things have progressed. And of course, our transfer window is not done, so that should be exciting. If you enjoyed today's video, please do drop a like on it. Want to see some more? Make sure you subscribed. Hopefully you're pleased that Shelton and Diallo are back with me. I'm a boss. We know you. Yeah, we've gathered that throughout the episode, Shelton, and I'll see you again tomorrow for a whole lot more, 5 PM, as we continue the Glory Hunter Challenge. A new country's been unlocked. That's exciting.